I said I'll go ahead and do that here.
What's up? What's up? Fort Law is in the house. How's it going, family? Hope all is well. We'll be getting going here in just a little bit. I am like strung out right now, trying to get all the stuff going for my launch. But it is what it is, and we gonna do it up. Yes, we will. Rosiris, hello. David Rich, what's going on? How's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you. Queen of Destiny, what's going on? Queen of Destiny in the house. All right. Good evening, Pharaoh Tut. Hello. Hazel Taylor. Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. C. Garrett, hello. GIMV, all the way from London. Man, hey, that's, woo, I know it's late there. It is late. Robert Bush, what's going on? Man, what you up to these days? Let's see. Evan Robinson, hello, hello. David Rich, thank you very much for that gift, $19.99, right off the bat, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Definitely appreciate it. Everything different. Hello, hello. Don Haiti Luban. What's going on? What's going on? Karish Collins, hello. Iconic MN. What's up? What's up? And the Dark Goddess is in the house. Hello. Voche Vibes is in the house. What's going on, daughter of mine? How's it going? Mystic Mommy. I love that name, Mystic Mommy. That's a cool name. Michael Peaks, what's up? What's up? And Laverne Ward, hello, hello. All right, Dark Goddess. Hello, everybody. Good to have y'all here. Stacy, you here tonight too, huh? All right, all right. I heard that. And Martha Herricks. Martha, we need to talk. We got to talk, Martha. Martha's doing some big things, so we got to connect here. All right. See, Yashin Robinson, hello, hello. Rosemary, what's that? Rosemary Nikishia, hello, hello. Lady Doc, what's up? Jason Wallace, Linda Piles, Renee Johnson, Michael Wilkerson, Robert Johnson, what's up? What's up? Christine Gomez, hello. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Everybody, man, y'all in the house hard and heavy tonight. All right, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, Martha, you got that. You're doing the man. What is it called again, Martha? That you're doing. So you're going to be doing the regressions, past life regressions. Is that it? Voche tells me you be doing big things. See that you like just like gifted. So I'm really excited about that. So we definitely we're gonna have to do a live get you on here and talk about that and what you're doing and stuff. So and how you can help people. So that'll be really good. So I'm excited about that for you. Hypnosis and therapy. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Que pasa? What's up? What's up, Eugene Dorsey? Que pasa, mi amigo? Yes. Yo sprecky some Spanish. Oh, no, I'm not that bad. Yo hablo un poquito. Yo entiendes más o menos. I'm trying to say I can understand more than I can speak usually. So I can listen in on some conversations. Like what? Let's see. All right. Yeah, okay. Well, let's get this party rolling. We already got it rolling. So my man David Rich already started out with the gifts, man. That's like awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it again. So definitely. But hey, I'm Reginald Q A, and you're going to be your host tonight, as always. And I'm the founder of Kemetic Center Living. And then I got my sidekicks in chat. I got Voche Vibes, who's my daughter, and she's the birth chart reader extraordinaire. We got the Dark Goddess, and I know I saw Fort Law up there a little bit earlier as well. So thank you to my moderators for being there. There you go. There you go. Okay, there's Fort Law. He's in the house. All right. All right. So this will be a positive experience as always. So please be kind to everyone in chat. We will not tolerate any negativity. All right, which that is very, very rarely here. So, and I really appreciate that. We got a good community of people so that are interested in bringing the high vibes. I like that. I like that. So that we can do that. But again, chat can get the moving pretty fast. So I can't always catch all the questions, guys. But if you got a really burning question, then definitely you can use the super chat and give, and it'll actually post your question up so I can see it. So that's one way of giving and one reason for giving. Okay. Another reason is just, hey, if I'm helpful for you. So if I'm helpful in some kind of way, I give to you, give back. I appreciate that. So always. And one of the things I do believe in is giving value. So that's one of the reasons why I do a lot of the videos on my channel is I want to give value to people. So I give and give to the universe, and the universe gives back. So that's worked very well for me. So I really appreciated that. So super chat anyway. And also my class, the African Mind Rewire, is actually, I'm going to be opening the doors for the people that are on the list. I'm going to be opening the doors on Sunday. So if you're on my hold on, my phone is making noises here. I got to turn it down. So if you're on the wait list, I'm opening up for the wait list. Got limited spots, so right now I think I got like it's over 1,000 people on the wait list, and right now I'm probably gonna limit it to like maybe about 300, possibly 400 people that can get in. So we'll see how that goes. But everybody, if you are on that wait list, hey. Do it Sunday. So do your thing. Let's see here. Okay, so I guess we'll see if we anybody got any particular questions about anything, want to talk about anything that's burning on your mind. Let's do it. Renee Colgate, hello. Renee, I see your name and I think about toothpaste. Why is that? Oh, Colgate toothpaste. So yeah. But anyway, it's all good. Yes. Let's see. Alchemical knowledge we can apply to see results. That looks like a statement, not a question there, Joshua. What are you asking? So let's see. And I don't necessarily think in terms of alchemical knowledge, but I know what you're talking about. But for me, I don't like those terms because they can be so confusing. Okay. So Jason Wallace says, can't wait for African Mind Rewire. All right, Jason. All right. Love it. It's going to be good. And we'll have our first Zoom meeting actually that next Saturday. So so Sunday I'll open the sign up, and then the next Saturday we'll be having our first Zoom meeting. So, but I'll send everybody that signed up. I'll be sending information for that, so you'll know how to get connected there. Okay. So yeah. But thank you for that gift too, Jason. So Jason gave $5. Definitely appreciate that, brother. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see. How do I change my beliefs? 222 Bree, how do you change a subconscious belief? That's actually one of the things that we go over in the class, because it is really, and that's one of the things that I'm teaching in the class, is really how to rewire your mind, literally, and the subconscious beliefs, because What most people don't know is that 95% of our life that we have happen to us is based on what our natural programming or our subconscious programming, I should say. So only so that's a really huge deal when you're trying to change, when you're trying to when you are trying to rewire your mind. So that's definitely one of the things I go over in the class. Who asked that? So yeah, so I definitely do that. So well, can you share? Can I share what? See, Joshua, let's see. Oh, you want me to give away you want me to give away everything that I teach? Is that what you want me to do? Got to come to the class to get that. Got to come to the class to get that. Do you have to be baptized? No. And the way that we talk about baptism for Christianity, it is nothing to do with the way that we talk about doing it. So it's Christianity changed so many things. So you don't have to do anything. When you're talking about Kemetic spirituality, there's no mandates of what you have to do. You just need to be. You need to be you. And a lot of times we're trying to figure those things out. What are the ways to enhance the present moment? Stay in it, because a lot of times this is what we're doing in the present moment. We got our phones out, and do texting or doing other things that we're so worried about taking selfies, we can't even enjoy the moment that we're in, So it's just stay in that moment. Let's see. The law of deliberate creation. When you say that, see, sometimes we have these names that people start calling laws and stuff like that, and I get what they're getting at. But when we're talking about creating anything, whether it's deliberate or not, being deliberate about your intentions is really what you want to do when you're talking about creating anything. And that's where that goes into that 95%, where a lot of times we just create unconsciously. We create everything. We create everything that's a part of our life. And that's where a lot of people, they don't understand how powerful that we are, or you are as individuals. And we want to believe that something outside of us is like pulling the strings or is just an accident, But the truth is that our life is reflected. That our life is a reflection of our innermost beliefs and our innermost and intimate beliefs. And that's again where it comes to if you're wired a certain way to believe and think a certain way. I have so many people that come at me, in comments and stuff, about the stuff that I teach, and they want to talk to me in a perspective as if their perspective is just the right one, that is the ultimate perspective, and that this is how I should see the world. And they have no clue that their beliefs are just their beliefs and the way that they're wired. And they assume that everybody should think like they think, but when you're talking about deliberately creating, you have to set the intentions for what you want, and then you don't put resistance in the way. And resistance a lot of times is based in fear, or doubt. So that's what it is. So Judy Smith says, do we create by default or deliberately? Most times people create by default. That's a good question. So most times people create by default because they have no idea how and why they're doing. And and we were talking earlier about the 95%, most people are programmed to think a certain way from when they were children, just little bitty kids, okay? And you think about your certain way, and you think about and you believe a certain way. And those things, those programs are really what are running your life a lot of times. But when you start to look at deliberately changing and wanting to manifest things in a deliberate way, then you start to running against some of that subconscious programming. You started to running into doubts. You start to running into ideas like, ideas with money. And for, I know for a lot of African Americans, we deal with the idea that to be spiritual and to be rich is a conflict. To be spiritual and have money, something is wrong with that. And we deal with that a lot of times on a lot of levels. And when we move away from Christianity, then there becomes these conflicts about money, that once you change your thinking, those underlying beliefs and negative beliefs about money start to run. Especially you going into changing and going into business for yourself, those beliefs start to pop up, and you got to handle them and you got to deal with them, and shine a light on them. So yeah. Let's see. I see Voche, you said great question, Renee. Where is that question? Let's see. Let me go back up here and see if I can see Renee's question. Let's see. Fear versus intuition. Can you tell the difference? Fear versus intuition. Yes, there's definitely a difference, because see, how can I explain? This is how intuition works for me. So fear is usually going to block your intuition. Okay. And you got to understand that one of the reasons that I talk about being in a high vibrational state is that when you're in a high vibrational state, you want to think of connecting to your higher self, or the higher realms, or angels, whatever you want to call them. Okay. When you're in a high vibrational state, it's like let's say a hose of like a water hose, okay, and it's a big one that information can flow through, okay. So when you're joyful, that and I'm just using this as an analogy, guys, but that hose will expand and more information can come through, okay. But when you're fearful, that hose will constrict and it will block information. So fear becomes a block. Now, when like I call them intuitive pings. When I get an intuitive ping, a lot of times, like, a lot of times they happen for me when I'm walking. So, I do a lot of walking, and that's kind of my meditation. And what'll happen is just something out of the blue, an idea will just come to me. Okay, that idea will come to me in like a split second, but it might take me, say, 10 minutes to explain that information that was downloaded to me in 10 seconds, in a split second. Okay, that's when I know that information is like coming from my higher self, because it bypasses the senses, literally. It bypasses your thoughts. It bypasses your emotions. It bypasses all of that. And it's like you just get this feeling like you just know it. You don't. So in that instance, that's when you know your intuition is working, when you're connected. Okay. And so intuition is that knowing. It is not even a rational thought. It's just, you just know something. Okay. And when that download comes, it just feels right. Okay. But fear and intuition are two totally different things. So they're not even on the same plane. Okay. Fear. Well, let's see. And Pharaoh says, would you say that a lot of people don't do intention out of fear that what they may create? On some level, I believe people do that in a sense that they are afraid of their own power, or they don't know their own power. I know as Christians, we were taught that we shouldn't ask God for anything. We shouldn't ask for stuff because it's a selfish move, but the Creator created everything. Everything in the universe is the Creator in another form. The Creator doesn't say, hey, I shouldn't create this because that's a selfish thing or whatever. It's just those types of things are just, they end up not making a whole lot of sense once you start to analyze them. Okay, but yeah, I believe that there's some fear to that. Let's see. And Robert was saying the ancients believe that the soul descending into water of the body is a form of baptism. Yep, absolutely, Robert. You're right. You're right. I'm gonna get Robert on here too. He's gonna break down a lot of this esoteric stuff. He studies this stuff a lot. So he's always in our chat rooms in the class talking about a lot of that stuff. So does an awesome job. So breaking that stuff down. So it's really cool. Let's see. What's the difference between theology and theurgy? Man, you're gonna have me get out the dictionary. Hold on, let me look it up because I don't know. No, theology is a study of God. I know that, but the a study of religious things. The term theurgy, I can't even recall that. I've heard the word before, but I don't know. You can probably look that one up easy, Jasmine. Look that one up. You can let me know. Let's see. Where does the expression "having a cross to bear" come from? Oh, you know that comes from Jesus. Jesus and him having to bear his cross and walk with it. You know, so that's where that idea comes from. That's an easy one there, Eugene. Let's see. All right, Bertrand Stevens said, "Can't wait for African Mind Rewire. I love this teaching." Hey, I appreciate that, Stephen. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun too. A lot of fun. So great class. And I'm creating a group too that people are gonna be able to come in and meet, because I know one of the biggest things that we have is like, man, we don't have this journey can be lonely for a lot of people, and I definitely get that. Michael Peace gave $20. Thank you, brother. And he says, yes, I get downloads daily. Hey, same here, Michael. But I'm intentional about that too, because I'll ask questions and for things that I want answers for, or I'm a very creative thinker, and y'all guys see that a lot of times in the videos. It's just I will ask questions that I need answers for, and when I receive it, that intuitive, I know it's on point. It used to be that I'd question it. Now I don't. It's just something that happens. I don't even question it anymore. So yeah. All right. Let's see. All right, thanks. Let's see. Let's see. What is and the variant virus? Dump Deezy, you asking me about viruses? I don't even keep up with that stuff. Honestly, I have no idea. I don't even care, because it's for me, it's not a part of my reality. So I don't even. So it's not something I even study. I don't watch the news because there's usually bad news. If I do watch the news, it's sports news, because I just like to keep up my teams. Go Cowboys! Don't y'all hate on my boys? I know we've been losing for 25 years, but hope still is there. Keep hope alive. Dak is going to do it for us. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, Judy Smith, that's a good question. So Judy says, I receive downloads that seems to frighten some of our people. And I agree with that. And I think a lot of times, especially again coming out of Christianity, we have to filter whether this information is from God or the devil. You know, and there's no way to know for a Christian whether it's from God or the devil. Now, I know it's from my higher self. There ain't even no doubt, you know. So knowledge in this instance, it's crazy. So yes, I understand those fears like that, and there's just so many things that we're taught to fear. If you don't know or know something about it, you automatically are supposed to fear it, and that's just like, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see. Whoop, whoop. Let's see. Cool. I asked that wrong, but I respect the answer. Okay. Yeah. Hey, no, I appreciate it, Dumb Deezy. It's all good. It's all good. Don't ask, you don't get. You know. So I can appreciate all of that. Cree Rama, what's going on? What's going on? 222 Bree. Let's see. How do I love somebody without being attached to them? Well, to me, it's like with that, you can have love for humanity, but that don't mean that you're attached to any particular person. So, in just having a general respect for a person. So, in that sense, you're showing love for them, just having a general respect for them. I just want to experience somebody without being affected by my relationship with them. Yeah, I don't understand what you're trying to get at there, Bree. Is if you're trying to compartmentalize, if you're in a relationship with somebody, but you don't want to feel, or you don't want to be, you're afraid to get, I guess, emotionally caught up in it. And if that's what you're talking about, then I can't help you there, because for me, when I truly care for somebody, romantically, I'm talking about, I'm all in, and I love that feeling, because I don't think true love comes easily. And to me, we can wall off our emotions in a way to where we get into relationships because we're afraid to get hurt, that we end up walling off our emotions, and we don't get to experience what true love can truly be. I mean, when two people truly, just are into each other, and I think that that's rare. So I'm like, and really and truly, when you're feeling that love, is really something that's inside you, because you can never really know what that other person is feeling. They can show you in different ways to it, and they can express it and symbolize it in different ways, but you can't feel what they feel. So, but you can allow yourself to feel what you want to feel. And I think it takes courage to be able to really truly be open to love someone, and to me, I would not want to miss out on that feeling. I wouldn't want to miss out on that experience of feeling that true love for somebody. So I'm all for it. Is there a possibility of getting hurt? Yes. But this is the thing. You cannot have a possibility of a love way up here without the possibility of the low way down there. So there's always going to be that opposite pool, So if you're going to love real hard, then you can fall real hard. And if you're going to be kind of like, in between, you don't want to feel anything. I get it, but it doesn't you really don't end up experiencing it. Okay. So yeah. All right. Let's see. Queen of Destiny says, "You are simply amazing, the best teacher ever." Thank you, Queen of Destiny. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. That's very nice of you to say. Man, y'all just make a brother just feel like, wow, that's amazing. Thank you very much. And Dump Deezy gave $4.99. Thank you, Dump Deezy. Appreciate you. Thank you so very much. Let's see. When you feel stuck. See, how do you move forward when you feel stuck in your spiritual progress? And I see Tasheti111 asked that. And that's a good question. And first of all, when you characterize yourself as being stuck, you're already putting up a block. Okay. So in other words, you're saying to yourself, I'm stuck. Whereas I know how you can feel stuck in life, and a lot of times we get stuck in life because we really don't want to take a chance. We really don't want to kind of live on the edge and go out and try new things, do new things, or take a risk. That's what I'm trying to say. We don't want to take risks, and I'm telling you that your spirituality and your evolution is going to always be on the edge of your comfort zone. All day, every day. If you're not living on the edge of your comfort zone, you ain't living. If every day for you is boring and mundane, you're not living. You're existing. That's it. you know. So you got to step out and try new things, do new things, meet new people, try look at new information, do those things that bring in something new to your energetic field. I guess that's another way to put it, is that you're bringing in new energy, you know, into the mix. And if you never do that, you get stagnant, you know. And a lot of times we get stagnant because, again, we don't want to take risks. So that's the thing. Let's see. Good question though. Good question. Fort Lauderdale, somebody already give me a thumbs down? You know, people don't know. It doesn't matter to YouTube. It's just all reaction. You know, it's all interaction. So a thumbs down is as good as a thumbs up. To them, somebody's looking at it. But it tripped me out the other day. One of my videos that I premiered, the video hadn't even started. I mean, it was on the countdown, and somebody had already given me a thumbs down. That cracked me up, man. Like that. We just gonna get him just for general principle for GP. Oh, that was so funny. Oh, let's see. Let's see. KKK. And Herbalist KLG gave $5. Thank you so very much. And Cree Rama gave $4.99. Thank you, Cree Rama. Definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see. When talking to answers, do they answer the way they would if they were alive, or would they answer more spiritual? You know, Renee, and I'm sure you meant when talking to ancestors. So, and that's a really good question. And I'll tell you like this. Usually the higher knowledge is going to come in a way that you can grasp it. Okay? The higher knowledge and the teachers are going to put the information in a way that you can grasp it. Because otherwise, if they're not putting it in a way that you can grasp it, it's going to go over your head, you know? And I always find it interesting when people will say something like, well, yeah, Africa is called Alkebulan, and, you know, you should use Alkebulan, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, I know what that means, but if the majority of people have no idea what Alkebulan means, why in the hell would I want to use that? It doesn't make any sense. So when you're talking about the ancestors, or you're talking about higher knowledge, it's going to come in the form of the way that you can understand it. Plain and simple. It's always going to be put into the form for you, you know, and not from the perspective of the higher up. Because it's like you can have interdimensional beings. They can have experiences that we have no idea about here on Earth. So why would they put something in terms of what they experience where they are, and we have no knowledge of it on Earth? It will just go over us. So that's a good question. That's a good question. All right, son. Yeah. Okay. You have a good one. I'll talk.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's see. Should we? Pharaoh Grimm, should we follow the 42 divine principles of Ma'at religiously, or just acknowledge them? And that's a good question. And I'm going to say this, and I've been studying this stuff for a lot of years. I have never run across anybody talking about the 42 negative confessions of Ma'at. That's what they're called. Okay. And I've never run across it. And my knowledge of metaphysics would say that negative confessions are not the way to go. You don't put something into I am not blah blah blah, because the universe doesn't hear not. It's just I am not rich, okay, or I am not poor. The universe hears I am poor because that's what you're focused on. There's no negative in that sense. You can't say I am not this. I did not steal. I am not a thief. I am not this. I am not that. The universe doesn't hear that, because when you say I am, all it's going to reflect back to you is what you put out. And if you're focused on what you're not, you're focused, that's what you are. If that makes any sense. Okay. So the 42 negative confessions of Ma'at is what those are called. It does not track along with metaphysical law. Okay. From anything that I've ever studied, is that if you want to state what you are and who you are in the affirmative all the time. That's what the universe communicates, or how it communicates with you. Okay, is what you're affirming. And the thing is we don't all the time even understand what we're affirming subconsciously. Okay, just from our programming. So even if you're affirming, you can be affirming something, some negative aspect. Okay. So I don't, for me, I don't push that idea, because it doesn't. Somebody could show me something later and I could change on that. But everything that I know about metaphysics and universal laws, the negative confessions don't make sense. Not in the terms of it manifesting your life in a certain way. Because again, it ends up being nothing more but limitations. Again, you're saying, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to live this way, I'm not going to. Just affirm how you want to live. I am going to live like this. I always talk about live life on your terms. That's going to make life more fun. So I don't agree with those. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, the subconscious mind doesn't process negation. Yep, I agree. So, that's the best way that I can teach you to look at that is when you say I am. That's the signal to the universe that you're putting out. And I've said this in a couple of my videos before. When people say the struggle is real, and affirming those ideas, they're affirming that they want to struggle. Okay, they're saying I am struggle, or I am struggling. And that's what the universe is going to bring back as a reflection for you. As it's going to bring back the things that you're struggling with, or are going to struggle with. Those your beliefs are then tuned to recognize all the things that symbolize struggle, and you can't even see the abundance around you. Okay, so when you're saying I am struggle, or the struggle is real, you're basically affirming that you're struggle. That's what the universe is going to reflect back to you all the time. Let's see. Give it to. So it's I will not. So I'm saying, Tiffany Anderson, you're saying I will not. Yeah, but it's same thing. It's a negative confession. So I will not, I am not, or whatever. It's a negative confession. So the universe does not hear not. It doesn't register. So period. It just doesn't register. Let's see. Kree Rama says, in God question. So in regard to reincarnation, does Kemetic spiritual teaching believe that we incarnate into the same family, same ancestral lineage, or is it more in line with a non-dualist thought? So I'm not familiar with a non-dualist thought, but in the sense of reincarnation, it depends on the person. It depends on their level of knowledge. It depends on their reasons for incarnating, because there are people that are souls that specialize in human reincarnation. And those souls are actually going to reincarnate into different races because they want to experience those different things. A lot of times you will incarnate into certain family lineages, certain races, certain sexes. Although all of us will end up being both sexes at some point or another, so that's just part of the deal. But you can actually be like a specialist in human physicality. And if you're a specialist, I'm just trying to make these terms make sense. But being a specialist in human physicality, you will reincarnate into a lot of different races. Okay. And all of us are not always specialists in human physicality. Okay. So good question, Rama. Good question. So PN Dub, thank you very much, says with having free will, is there such a thing as let's see, predestination, destiny, fate, and Kemetic Science? See, those types of words, they wouldn't use those types of words, PN Dub. So those ideas conceptually, I would say yes, conceptually, but the way that we think of them, as in there's something laid out that is just gonna happen. On some level, there is some reality to that, but there's not something that's just like how can I say, you're just destined to, like, I don't know, do whatever. You always have the ability to change it. Okay, that's part of what we're learning here on Earth, is our ability to create. But it's kind of like, and I've explained this before, it's kind of like the difference between trying to change the trajectory of a whitewater river and a little stream. Okay. So if there is something that has a very strong energy and power behind it, that you are just that's supposed to happen to you in this life, it's like it's a whitewater river. And the whitewater river has a lot of power and strength behind it. It's hard to control a whitewater river, or it's hard to be in control while in a whitewater river. Okay, so that means the possibility that thing is going to happen is very, very likely. Okay, and in that instance, we might think of that as destiny. Okay, but it doesn't mean that you can't change it. It just means that it's going to be hard to change it. If that makes sense. But if it was a stream, you can put something in the stream to divert it. Okay. So if it's not something that's like preordained or whatever, then you can do it. Doesn't take as much energy to change it or divert it, if that makes any sense. Okay. So if it's something that's predestined, as like you came here that you were supposed to, you already got a soul contract for it, then yes, then it might be like that whitewater river energetically, that is just so strong that it's hard for you to change that and divert it, if that makes any sense. Let's see. Good question. Charles Burrows said, can people reincarnate as the same person? That's an excellent question. I like that. I've never had that question asked before. But no, it's kind of like, and this is how you got to think. And this is one of the things that even back in the day that people were saying that Jesus resurrected, as he died in one body and came back in the same body. Nobody agreed with that back then. Okay, people thought that was a really stupid idea. But you got to understand that nature was the ancient Africans' first teacher. Everything in the universe works the same for everything. Okay, as above, so below. So the ancient Africans would notice, of course, that say a flower would die in the winter, and then a new flower would come up in the spring. It wasn't the same flower, but it was a flower. It wasn't the same exact flower that died, but it was, and I'm just using that as the example, but it was a new flower. It was a new body, a new whatever. So as we reincarnate, we're not going to come back as the same person in the same body. Then are you really reincarnating? You know? So when this body dies, then or a new flower you're gonna inhabit a new flower, so to speak, if that analogy makes any sense at all. Okay, so good question though. Good question. Let's see. Yeah, thoughts on taking the COVID vaccine? I haven't, but I wouldn't tell anybody else not to. So, and this is the thing: is for me, I'm healthy, I'm strong. I don't get ill, and I affirm my health. Okay. I don't. I have not worried about the COVID vaccine. That doesn't mean that I wasn't aware of it, and and doesn't mean that I'm not aware of it. But I don't give it space in my mind to be like, oh man, should I touch this surface? Oh, that person just coughed. But I looked at people funny when they coughed and didn't cover their mouth before COVID. I just think that that's just like rude. But I don't let COVID take up space in my mind, because what you have to understand is that fear is one of the things that's used to rule the masses. Okay, now you got all these people that's taking these vaccines. Man, they rolled out those vaccines pretty quick to me. But again, I'll say this is that I'm going to be traveling overseas at some point next year. If I have to take the vaccine, I'll take the vaccine. If that stands between me traveling and me staying in the United States and not getting to experience what I want to experience, I'm going to take the vaccine. I'm not going to trip about it. Okay, but I don't believe that I need to go out and do that to protect myself. I'm already protected. I know that. Let's see. All right. All right, Amanda B says she finally caught alive. Yeah. Okay. And let's see. Well, let's see. Let's see. MRRS Taharka says Freemasonry being, I guess you're talking to somebody about Freemasonry. Yeah, I was in a Mason for a little while. They kicked me out. They said I was a troublemaker. Like, hell, I asked questions. If I didn't like something, I'm like, well, why I got to do this? They didn't like that. And this one lodge, man, they was asking me for money, like, seemed like every week about something. I'm like, well, damn, I paid for the to get the different levels. I paid for all of that up front, and they never gave me my money back. But anyway, but they didn't like me. I remember one of the reasons I got into Masons, because I thought that I would have access to some information that I wouldn't necessarily have access to otherwise, just deep esoteric stuff. And Masonry is supposed to be open to all religions, even though the Bible is one of their main books. They're supposed to be open to everything. And the guy that was running our lodge, man, I mean, he was a Christian and closed-minded as hell. And I was like, you know what? I don't even want to even be associated with y'all. But by that time, they had kicked me out anyway. I was asking them questions. I'm like, man, why I got to pay for that? You mean I got to do that? Why? The dude, what's up? He always wanted me to call him, well, I'm not going to say that. Big Brother Almighty. No, he wasn't. I forget his title, but usually you only call him that title when you're in the lodge, when you're inside the room in the lodge. But he wanted you to call him that no matter what. That was just like, he was like God, I guess. This is what he figured himself to be. So, but anyway, it was a trip. Let's see. Let's see. Are you dyslexic or HDHD? You mean HDD, man? Troy Miles? So I'm neither. So I don't know where that comes from. Yeah, just go ahead and get rid of them. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah. Let's see. Do you think that the world could end by nature, volcanic eruptions, or asteroids? That was Shauna A. Sure, it's possible. It's possible. So anything is possible. But the world is not going to end by the way that the Bible is talking about. So that's not going to happen. So again, all that is fear. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's cool. Voche, I got you. I got you. No problem. I really didn't even notice that. So it's just person just, I guess they just bored or whatever. Whatever. Uh, let's see. The dark goddess says they call me a sinner because I asked too many questions. Is that you're talking about the church? The dark goddess that called you a sinner? Yeah, I'm kind of I don't always do well in groups where you got to like follow people. So I just never have. So somebody say, hey, you got to do it this way. Why? And that's usually the start of my downfall. Pretty quick. I don't know. I've just never been one of those people. It's just like that just took orders and like. Don't get me wrong. If I'm in it, because I was an athlete for most of my life, and I believe in playing on teams. You know, I like that. You know, so I had coaches. So there were times coaches said, "Hey, do this." I'm like, "Okay, cool, I do it." You know, but there still was always that leeway for your own creativity. You know, I played basketball, so but but just being in organizations where you like supposed to be a good little soldier and just follow people because of whatever, no, cannot do it. Cannot do it. Robert Johnson said they told me to sit down and Hirsch. Let's see. Do you believe in extraterrestrials? Yes, absolutely, Pharaoh Graham. So I believe in extraterrestrials. It doesn't make sense to me that we got all these billions and trillions of galaxies that's got billions and trillions of stars in it, and we are the only beings in the whole universe. I mean, just by if you took the materialist view that we just got here by accident, then just by law of averages, by accident, there's going to be other civilizations that end up being created, you know? So, yeah, I believe in extraterrestrials, absolutely, positively. So, God's Awakening gave $4.99. Thank you very much, God's Awakening. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Let's see. And let's see. Let's see. Why are most black churches Democrats? That's a good question. See, I was a history teacher. So that's one history lesson that I can answer. Because you know that originally most black people were Republicans. Yeah, most black people were Republicans. Sure were. And guess why that was? Because who was the party that freed the slaves in America? Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. Yes, yes. So until the 1930s, most black people voted Republican until the 1930s. And most Democrats were called Dixiecrats in the South. Guess what? Black people wasn't like trying to deal with Dixiecrats. So, but anyway, but that was one of the reasons. So once I think it was President Roosevelt did the New Deal and started giving out government funds and stuff because he was Democrat. Then that's when people started switching over. Black people started switching over to Democratic Party. But all the way up until the 1960s, there was still there wasn't like a clear delineation between black people voting for Democrats or Republicans. Okay, because a lot of the Democrats back then they were like the Dixiecrats. Those dudes was racist as hell. So we wasn't voting for them necessarily. So that started changing in the 60s and 70s, of course, and now it's switched all the way over. So the Republicans were seen as more progressive back in Lincoln's time, of course. Let's see. Jersey Girl gave $4.99. Thank you, Jersey Girl. Definitely appreciate it. Robert Johnson gave $4.99. Thank you, brother. Definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate it. Let's see. KKK, the Democratic Party. Yeah, back in the what I guess the 20s and 30s. Yeah, you probably most KKK would probably have been Democrats. Absolutely. Let's see. Was MLK a Republican? Bridget Williams? Now, see, that's something I don't know. I don't know if he was or not. So that's interesting. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Let's see. Would you ever work with a business coach or a life coach? I absolutely do right now, Renee. So I'm paying a business coach right now to develop my business. So I am a big wholehearted believer in taking shortcuts. And shortcuts for me is somebody telling me through their experience how they got to where they got, so how they became successful in what they're doing. So with a lot of things that I'm doing now is just trying to develop my business and develop my my program and marketing it and stuff. I work with the coach now, so I pay them handsomely to do that, and would do it again. So I think a lot of times people get into this idea that they try to get everything for free, but just watch YouTube videos and different people. But what ends up happening is that you go over here, watch a YouTube video, and they say one thing, and then you come over here, another person say another thing. Go over there, they say another thing. Go over there, say, and it's like it ends up being just a jumble, But if you're going to one person that's a coach or a teacher or whatever, then they can say, hey, go here, 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 and here. And then it gets you to your point a lot quicker. So I believe in education in that sense. So definitely. Let's see. Ali Alien Church Food is absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Black people are still not free, says Linda Raman. On some level, I feel you. But I don't think that if what's not free for Black people now is in our own minds. It's our own limitations, because this right now, what's happening in this world and in our country right now and around the world is one of the greatest wealth transfers in human history. And so many of us as Black people are sitting on the sidelines, because we're stuck in old ways of thinking and old ways of doing things, or we're afraid to step out. One of the reasons why I created the program that I did is that I noticed, because a lot of times we really are hard on each other as Black people, and we talk about what we don't do and we really get down on each other. But we really don't pay attention to why that is. Why aren't there many? And I know in the United States is this way, and I know that around the world that there's this way too. Is that there are very few self-sustaining African American or African diasporan communities where you have all the businesses you need to keep the money circulating in that community. Very, very few. And my question was, why is that? Why is it that somebody white can come in and they can gentrify a neighborhood that was run down that Black people were in, and then take it over and build it up? Okay. Now, yes, I know economically there's some economic roadblocks and stuff that are being put in the way, but we have money. If Black people were a country in the United States, we'd have the 9th largest GNP on the planet. Okay. But why don't we have self-sustaining communities? And a lot of that is just mindset. A lot of times we're afraid to actually step out and start to go on our own. We'd rather go on a job, And one of there was a quote that Malcolm X said in his book, the autobiography of Malcolm X, says that a Black man and a white man can go to Harvard, get the same exact degree. The white man to go and start a business, and the Black man to go and get a job from him. And to me, that was just him saying that there's a mindset that we have, and we have to change that mindset as a people. And until we can change that mindset, we're going to be waiting for other people to change. In other words, we're going to be waiting for them to say, we feel like unless they change, we don't have the power to change anything. And that's not the truth. Because the truth is we are creators and we have the ability to create. So the prison that we're in is the 6 inches between our ears. That's the prison that we're in. And I want to do everything I can to change that. Everything I can. Let's see. When it comes to root work, voodoo, what's your take? Or is it that a lower frequency? No, root work is never lower frequency. Kevin A. Williams asked that. So no, I mean that's and I guess you're asking that in the terms of, do I think negatively about voodoo? No, it's an ancient African spiritual system. We were taught to think negatively about it. So if you can do root work to basically clear out your chakras, absolutely get it done. Yeah. So absolutely. Let's see. Let's see. Stephen said you grew up in the church. All right. D. Moses says, love from the UK. I appreciate it. I take all that love. Send it. Send it. Send it. Let's see. Black Wall Street equal Black business. That's let's see. Melanin Enterprise is like Black Wall Street. So Black app business apps nationwide. Thank you for that, Cree Rama. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Let's see. Yeah, so Voche put up the wait list. Yeah, so y'all need to get to the wait list. You can go there, absolutely. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, huge gap. Judy Smith Randall. Yeah, absolutely. But it doesn't have to be that way. So we have so many talented people in our communities, all talented and creative people. But we are stuck in this box of limitation, in so many ways. And I'm like, man, unless we can change that, and that's why I started African Mind Rewire. Our communities in the African diaspora are going to be limited worldwide, and that's what we're seeing a lot of times, So we have to change those mindsets. Let's see. Next thing, no longer. Yeah, the chain. Well, yeah, Dark Goddess. The chain, but I say the chains are in our mind. That's the biggest chain that we deal with as a people, is in our mind. Soul Sus says we've been brainwashed for years. It's not going to change. I disagree with you. I believe it will and it can change. The system to unbrainwash the lost tribes. Let's see. Okay, Mr. Judgmental. Let's see here. Yeah, I disagree with that. Soul Sust. I can't even say the name hardly. But yeah, I'm willing to get a needle. So what the fuck is your problem? Oh man, people and their judgments. The fuck out of here. Let's see. Should I reconnect with both African and Egyptian ancestors? They're one and the same, Shauna A. So Egypt is in Africa. So the people that are there and represented now were not representative of Egyptians 1,000 years ago. So just like the people in the United States now are not representative of the people that were 1,000 years ago. So yeah. Let's see. Cad Turner says, when you let your religion go, how do you learn how to pray again? And Cad Turner, you have to understand that religious prayer is different from the spiritual science prayer. So it's a different orientation. So, and actually, I talk about that. Just one of the videos I did last week. I can't even remember what the name of it is now. Y'all understand a lot of those videos I did months ago, and I can't always remember them. But yeah, but it's a different prayer. The way we define prayer religiously is different than the way it actually works. I'll put it that way. It takes thousands of years to change. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That's a belief, Soul Sus. It doesn't take 1,000 years to change. That's a belief. So, Let's see. Lovely Laura, thank you. This was inspiring. Trying to start my own business soon. Working on a mindset shift. Good, Lovely Laura. Good. So, and Lovely Laura gave $9.99. So, yeah, it's definitely it's a mindset shift, and believe me, it's a shift from working in corporate America and on jobs for years, and then shifting to an entrepreneur mindset because when you're thinking about when you're on a job, you're literally used to going, working, putting in your hours, and then you get a paycheck. As an entrepreneur, you can put in hours and you ain't guaranteed anything, you know? So that's why for me it's important to pay for a coach in that sense where I'm going to like have them teach me and show me some shortcuts to get to the place go and not be trying to just like piece it all together. Man, that takes too long for me. I'm in a hurry. I'm too old. Let's see. Bridget Williams said, "What needs to happen for things to change? We have to change. So we have to change our mindset. So when we change our mindset, we'll change consciousness throughout humanity. And when we do that, things will change. So." Yes, exactly, Martha. Things are changing. That's why we're here tonight. Absolutely, absolutely. Let's see. Soul stuff. I guess I'm just seeing that now, Soul Sus, what you're saying. But it's all good. It's all good. I trip. But don't start no shit, won't be none. That's the way I look at it. Let's see. Have you heard of the law of one? Yes, I've heard of the law of one. I'm about nut in your That's a hell of a name. Gave $1.99 to answer that question. Yes, I've heard of the law of one. So I've never read any of that material. Matter of fact, I think I have. I'm sure I probably have it somewhere. Let's see. So yeah. Okay. Most KKK are still Dems. That's possible, Pharaoh. It's possible. It is possible. Christian Gomez says, "Thank you for your time and work." Thank you, Christian Gomez. Christian Gomez gave $10. I appreciate that. Let's see. All right. Okay, guys. Looks like it's the top of the hour. So we're going to shut it down. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. We'll do it again Wednesday night. Again, if you're signed up on the wait list, look for the email on Sunday. So I'll probably send it, I guess I'll send it Sunday morning. And so be on the lookout. And then we'll get it going. And then, like I said, the first Zoom class is going to be the next week, so on the 21st. So, but I'll be sending information on that. So again, thank you, everybody. Everybody that gave tonight, thank you again very much. I definitely appreciate that. All my moderators that were here tonight. So my daughter, Voche, Vote Vibes. Who's that? The Dark Goddess, Fort Law. Guys, thank you so very much for being here. I definitely appreciate you. So for sure. But y'all have a wonderful rest of the night, and we'll see you. We'll do this again next week. Okay. All right.